deserve to be called a ZAM president?
What kind of a question is that? Like, do I feel I deserve to be called ZAM president? 100%.
There's nothing that you guys are doing right now. Artists are complaining and we're not seeing any progress.
Well, change is gradual. Change is gradual, and it's never going to be me turning things around better than my predecessors. All I can say is my predecessors set a very good hype for what we are today as Zambian music.
When you were campaigning as an upcoming president in ZAM, what was like your goal?
First and foremost is to put the structures in order and ensure that our visibility is not just about success of today. It's about putting up policies that will help on a longer term change or transform the sector. And it has gone very well, 100%, proper.
You were talking about structure. Last time we had a conversation with Vincenzo. He says he has no idea where you guys, your offices are.
Some artists are just people that want to have at least something to talk about because maybe relevance is an issue. ZAM is an organized structure. It's the only recognized mother body of the industry. And if you see our mandate and you see what we're there for, it's the welfare of the artists in general. Talking about offices, I mean, why would we be here if we didn't have offices? We have offices in Helen Kaunda. We also have an extension where we have an office for activations for insurance for the artist in Katimamlilo Road, working with Norwich and Best Life Insurance. So when someone says they don't know where the office is, but under 2 pounds, we all want to achieve it. So probably these guys that don't know, these artists that don't know where the office is, they feel they can exist without the association. And
maybe educate me a little bit. Sorry, I'm cutting you short, but let me educate me a little bit. He brought out some sensitive and information that I feel like you need also to put into consideration. How is ZAM making money, and how are artists benefiting from ZAM?
ZAM making money? ZAM is not there to make money, but it has to sustain. So for ZAM to be sustainable, it's the artists themselves to commit to the institution that takes care of their welfare, the only institution that represents them. And thereby, maybe the best way to go about it is themselves as artists coming together, do concerts. And also we've gone into a digital space for, distribution of music. Probably ZAM can, in a way, start making money by getting at least a bit of money from what the artists are selling out there. We must be able to contribute to the growth of our association. So ZAM will make money with the things that are set on the ground now, the way we've organized ourselves. We are talking about monetization, and we're trying to see to it that artists feel wanted when they're part of such an association, because we do facilitate a lot of things for them. ZAM does contribute to the growth of these artists, one way or the other. The reason why you are free to perform everywhere across the country, the reason why you are able to travel and you've got everything catered for, is because ZAM's signature is very, very vital. It's cardinal. And it will only be fair for us to come together, do a couple of concerts, and of course meaningful workshops that we are doing that are helping artists understand the financial security aspect of life. Right now, our focus is ensuring that there are policies, there are documents, there is a guideline that artists can fall back on. That's what we've been doing for the past 3 to 4 years. Going forward, we can now make money, because you can only make money when there's security, when you can secure that bag. You don't make money when money is thrown all over here and there. So for now, that's our focus.
One of the biggest artists is not signed under ZAM. It's Wari Sam.
The biggest artist?
I'm just saying. I'm not mentioning any names.
Do you want to mention a name?
I'm not mentioning names. I'm just saying one of is not signed under ZAM. I'm just saying right now. And we've seen artists with bigger songs in the country. They're not generating any income.
Oh yeah. Some big artists or established artists are not members of ZAM. But here is the catch. ZAM will still be there with or without you becoming a member. But then ZAM, for it to exist, it needs members. So yes, we are worried that some artists are not signed, but then the fear is that if they're not signed, they miss out on a lot of things. They don't have proper information on their own careers in their own country. They are not protected in their own country because they don't understand the value of positioning themselves with an association. It's only ZAM that can recommend highly of your existence as an artist in the country, because ZAM is a structure that is recognized by the government of the Republic of Zambia, from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Arts, the council itself, National Arts Council, then there's ZAM. So if you say you're making music out there and you're not part of the body that puts all the regulations, the laws, the safety of your career, creating that eco space for you to be able to coexist with your colleagues in the industry, and you don't want to be part of that body, then you don't know what you're doing. Even kumarket kuli chairman, kuli kwali wotubungwe katishinga kulandashana.
What if that chairman is not doing anything about the change?
If the chairman is not doing anything, he must go.
Don't you feel you must go? Because people are complaining. Artists are complaining.
They will
right
complain all the time, but I think we've done the best.
What best have you done?
Well,
apart from much of mention about the structure, which we are not seeing.
When you say you're not seeing the structure,
if people are complaining, mean they're
are
not
you
seeing.
part of the structure? Did you try to see what the structure is about? Do you know the mandate?
If people are complaining, mean the structure is not there.
It's right for people to complain in a democratic space.
And these are not just people, but they are artists.
They are artists. It's very right for anyone in any environment to complain about sitting basis of what's happening. It's only later that when maybe they become part of the system that they understand that actually for things to move, they are needed. A car has 4 wheels and then 1 wheel is not there. You are not joining the association, then it won't work. If you come in the house, you give us some of the best ideas, then we can move. It's not a one-man situation. We work on basis of what the artists themselves want. We exist because of them. So if the artists want something done, they have to be part of the movement. I am part of the movement because I felt there was need to put up change. I wanted a ZAM that is inclusive for the upcoming artists, the artists that are not known. A ZAM that sees to it that also the established artists can maximize their potential. And that's what we've delivered. That's what we've done. We've been able to bring together all sides, all artists in one space. Very inclusive and very transparent. And that is what has transformed Zambian music to what it is today.
Apart from ZAM coming together, when there's a bereavement,
like right now,
that's when you see you people coming into play. And now I see ZAM coming into play when there's a football game.
Yeah, sure.
Now I'm seeing that happening now.
So you're seeing things happen?
I'm seeing a little bit of things are happening.
Are you admitting?
No, I'm not. I still want to get to find out issues to do with piracy. That's another conversation for another day. I'm yet to get to find out more about that. How well artists that are signed under, or maybe who have registered under ZAM.
So in short, you're questioning what's happening in ZAM. Have you ever had a conversation with anyone from ZAM, and not only the artists that are complaining, those that are benefiting? Have you ever had a conversation with them positively?
I have.
And what do you have that they say that is positive that you can't bring here?
They're getting peanuts.
Peanuts is because we've allowed for a long time, since 1964. ZAM was formed in 1978, 1979, relatively. And from then to now, we have allowed our consumers to get to just exploit artists to some extent. They may listen to the music, but they choose to get the music from free sites, free downloads, which is unfair, because then we're not maximizing the revenue generation for the artists, and that's why they are peanuts. And also we've allowed certain stakeholders to exploit artists. Us artists have allowed people to abuse us. Artistic rights. How much should I be making from the craft that I put in so much? So we allow people to just hire us for peanuts. Oh, 5,000, come and play. Others were performing for beer. But now it's a gone factor. We've changed things. and we want more change. We're still pushing for more change. Talking of funerals and other things, I mean, it's just a cultural issue where artists come together to send off their loved ones. It's a tradition. It's not like that's when we are relevant. We've done away with contributions around funerals. That's why we brought about the insurance policy, the funeral cover. So we are working. We are a working executive. And I'm very proud of our executive and also proud of the artists that are really committing to paying up membership and joining the association. It's not mandatory, but I feel somehow it must be. If there's any reasoning around, as a matter of fact, we have asked government before that can we make this mandatory, because it's the only way we will be able to account for our artists across the country.
What was government's response about the mandate?
With art, it's very difficult to push people to do the same thing. Just like I can ask you to interview me the way I want to be interviewed. I'll allow you to interview me in a way that is provocative or positive to you, but not to me. As long as it does cater for my people, I'll accept it. So for government, these things, policies and so forth, they still have to go through parliament, and these are debatable issues. Right now, we've got a tax waiver that we pushed for. Like you're saying, we are not working well. We've done bigger things. We asked the government of the Republic of Zambia to give us a tax waiver, and we are duty-free. All these equipments that we have here, the microphone, maybe you didn't know because you're not a member. Cameras.
I saw BFlow complaining. I don't know if you saw it on social media.
Yes.
Good and example. You are here.
And I wrote a letter to recommend that they give him a waiver, and he was given the waiver.
After he complained?
Not after he complained. Everybody was already buying before he was buying. Everyone was already importing. All the artists that imported. All this equipment you are seeing at these bigger events, Day of Thunder and so forth, RNG and so forth, they've all been given tax waivers. All artists, Kill IMC, one of the biggest artists in Zambia in terms of revenue generation on streams, he got equipment several times because he's very keen to ensure that he makes quality music. And he's not even mentioned that loud, but he's one of the people that are very committed. Our very own superstar, Yomaps, is a member of ZAM, and he ensures, him and his team, they ensure that every start of the year they pay membership because they benefit.
Speaking about Yomaps and what happened in Namibia, ZAM, I'm just giving an example. In such cases, if an artist is under ZAM, how do you come in play? Your artist is arrested in another country.
That's one of the benefits of being a member of ZAM. When you are traveling, get clearance from your association. Let them write a letter to recommend, to ensure that you have a visa. You're not going to visit, you're going to work. So you need recommendation. You need to be cleared. And when you are cleared, everything is easy. There was a bit of what I would call a quick move. I don't want to call it anything weird. Fast move. Because UMAP is on demand right now. So probably they overlooked the fact that they needed to get certain documents in order, which we always do. Is it not an
embarrassment? Your biggest artist,
but it's normal.
Finding himself.
That's a normal thing. It happens every day. Sometimes as an artist, you travel out and you've forgotten to put A and B together. You incur such issues. We've had artists coming from outside the country in Zambia here detained as well. It's just that Zambians sometimes we have a problem as a people. We want to politicize everything. There's nothing wrong with being detained if you travel. That's going to happen as long as it's not your country. Documents have to be in order. What if you forget a passport? They'll still detain you for some time. It's normal. This is why when you travel, we say travel safe. It's not just a code to say travel safe. It's because there's going to be issues when you're traveling. When you come back, say, oh, welcome back. That's what it is. So Yomaps just had one of those bad days. And it didn't last because calls were made. We have friends and partners even before we look at documents across the globe. And Yomaps was well taken care of within a short time. And I'm happy that even him, he didn't take any offense as much because he understands these are laws. And he still did manage to make good relations in them. Sure, he's going back to Namibia very soon because they need him, they want him. They want the artist to perform. He's trending everywhere. He's a big soul of the soil of Africa, not just Zambia.
Let's talk about generating of how many plays someone gets. Someone they came on this show. I'm referring to Vincenzo with what some of the things he brought out. In media, basically per se, there's what we use to make sure that when an advert plays once, we know how to generate how many times an advert plays. In your case, how do you know, or maybe how does it work? For example, how do you tell saying this song is playing everywhere? For example, let's give an example of Yo Maps. His music is playing on all radio stations, TV stations, clubs.
So that's one of the most important part of our journey as Zam. It's been quite a very difficult one. I admit that artists haven't gotten the best yet. However, it's a work in progress, and we've made tremendous, steps, and the development is quite better place now. Zamcorps collects royalties on behalf of the artist. Our role is to check if Zamcorps is transparent enough and is giving our artist that which they've worked for. The claim by Zamcorps is that they didn't have proper mechanisms of ensuring that almost all radio stations, public places, pay what is due to the artist. However, I sit to blame Zamcorps today that they haven't done proper work. Before assuming this position as president, I took time to speak to colleagues from Sweden, and they came up with an idea that would be helping Zambia today. There's a software called Music DNA, which most of the Western bass artists are using. They are able to track music wherever it plays and when it plays. That then would allow you to have a log sheet that you can check on to see to it that really I played in this month over 5,000 times in different places. And then you ensure now that Zamcorps does go and collect the royalties on your behalf. And at the time that they need to pay you, they pay you. I know that they are paying, but the money that they're paying is I think it's not transparent enough. I sit here and stand to be corrected, understanding that it's foundation stages. We are a developing industry. We are not yet developed. We're still building. So it's okay to have certain lapses because they open up and show you where you are going. You can't stand up before you fall. Sometimes you have to have mistakes here and there for you to grow. But truthful placing here, we are able to see now that artists are trying by all means to collect everything that belongs to them. One of the better ways that there is that Zamcorps is also adapting to the international bodies' ways of collecting royalties. I'll give you an example. There's a time when artists claimed that Zamcorps itself was to blame for the music that leaked or was distributed in certain sites in other countries without the artist knowing. And Zamcorps did do a counter check. And you'll be very, hurt today to hear that some of the bodies that don't pay on time or don't remit royalties on time are actually close to government. And that's worrying because we expect them to lead by example to ensure that they pay the artist on time in terms of paying royalties to Zamcorps. Lodges are playing Zambian music. Airports are playing Zambian music. The malls are playing Zambian music. A check by some of our members has brought to our attention that some of these places don't even have license. They're not cleared to play Zambian music by Zamcorps. So there's an error there. So we need to put up a task force. We don't want to just play the blame game. We are putting up a task force that will ensure that as we progress, we will ensure that even you in here, if you are playing Zambian music, you must be cleared. And when we do so, we are doing two things. We are also asking that we do play the music actually. We consume the music so that we pay to the artist. If only all the planes coming to Zambia or leaving Zambia can play Zambian music on air, we would be promoting Zambian culture, Zambian music. But you find that you are Zambians want to dance to more of music they don't even understand than dancing to their own music. How then will the artists make money? How will they continue to create content for you if you can't consume by also paying a little bit, remitting a little bit of money to the artist? Music is a business, and every business must bring in more than what is spent on procurement.
Is music in Zambia a business?
It is a business. If it wasn't a business, why are you interviewing me?
A business is a structure or something that should bring you or earn you profit.
So you're gonna make profit.
Are artists making profit?
You will make profit by having me bringing a fruitful conversation on your show. That shows you that music is a business. It's of value. It's an issue of value. It does have a following by all the Zambians out there, and that should tell you something.
Do you think in Zambia we have a structure?
We do have a structure, but the structure...
Or you're still building, like you said?
We do have a structure, but structure has to be reinforced. If you have a structure and it's not working well, you need to panel beat it somehow. If there are people who are sleeping, we need to wake them up. And one of the people that were sleeping, it's ourselves, the Zambian people, who were sleeping on our own talent. That's why we did not maximize our potential. Up to now, we haven't monetized. We need to monetize today, now. We should have monetized 25 years ago.
Who should do that?
All of us Zambians should realize that music is a business. Invest money into the craft so that it's something that we can sell. If you did not dress the way you were dressed, no one would buy your show. No one would watch your show. So if we put money into the artist, we'll be able to export. When we export, we'll be able to generate revenue. We'll be able to get money back. Fill up Heroes for your maps. Do you know how many people benefited?
Who benefited? Did Zam benefit?
Zam ensured that he does his show properly and is not interfered. That's our role. It's not to get money from the artist. Us is to ensure that the welfare of the artist is well taken care of. That's Zam's role. But we are saying, how much did we contribute together with our artist to the public, to the country? How many people sold that day? How many Yangos were moving? How many buses were moving? How many marketeers sold food? How much power was consumed? Hello? How much marketing did we do even for the stadium itself? How many people were taken care of? How many boutiques sold clothes? Because people had to look nice to go for the show. How much water was consumed? How many beverages were consumed? That's the power of art. One song can feed the entire nation, and I mean it. Just one song can give this country direction. Unity is born from music. If I do a song to unite the country today, just one song will bring all of us together.
Let's talk about record labels. For a longest time now, I'm trying to find out if these record labels come to Zam to register. By the time that Mondo was existing, you are not the president.
Sure.
Your era was in KMP, Calendar Music Promotion. Your era, Nexus.
And I'm happy you have a good following.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's the time that you came in play. Now I want to get to find out about something. So many record labels have come and go. They don't exist for the longest time. Artists will complain about record labels. How does it work when a record label comes in? Do they come to you, approach you as Zam, saying this is what we're working on? For example, KMP Nexus and other record labels that are watching and some of the upcoming record labels. How does it work for you?
You have to register with Zam for you to open that record label.
What if they're not registered? What happens?
It's difficult for you to work because we're not going to allow you to be mistreating our artists, especially that you're not a member. You won't be able to abide by what's on the ground, the laws that are there for you to follow. You won't understand how to take care of the artists because you don't know nothing about the industry. So you need to, first of all, affiliate with Zam so that we give you guidance.
Was KMP registered?
Yes.
Was Nexus registered?
Nexus, not as far as I'm aware, because I think Nexus has always been there. What people don't understand, what people don't understand is that they only thought Nexus started existing this very time they signed artists. Nexus has been there forever. They've always affiliated, but then it's an annual issue. you have to do annual affiliation.
Does a record label pay something?
Yes, it's 1,000 kwacha for
A
a
record
corporate.
label.
Yes, it's 1,000 kwacha for corporate. Maybe we should talk about the tiers of membership.
Yeah.
It's 300 kwacha for an individual, 500 kwacha for a duo.
For how long does that 300 kwacha?
It's a year. It's annual.
Okay.
It's annual.
Okay, just want to be clear.
So 300 kwacha is for an individual. For a duo is 500 kwacha. It's 750 for a band, and 1,000 kwacha for corporate. So when you look at a record label, that's corporate. You're doing business with the music industry. So you pay 1,000 kwacha. So like your show, you have to affiliate for 1,000 kwacha. And very, very important. Because then tomorrow, if you have an infringement or any issues with our artist, then we know how to manage you because you are a member. We have also programs for you. We have programs where we empower you people. Right now, we have got master classes coming for music promoters and music managers. So you get to benefit also from that.
Can someone give me a pen to sign so that I can pay 1,000? Where is the document?
Yes, you get to the office. You
So I can't do it right now.
If you're paying online.
Is it online?
We have a challenge with the online system. Our website is down.
A typical Zambian type of arrangement?
Not a typical. Very, 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 very fruitful. We have a challenge right now. I can't run away from challenges. Challenges are there to show you what you need to do next day to improve the system or to improve whatever you're working on. We have a challenge with our website. It's down. We've brought up good technicians that are working on it. I'm pretty sure that very soon our site will be running properly. Why also we felt the site should be really checked is that technology has evolved over time. People should be able to quickly, immediately go to the site. The form is there. It's electronic. You can put whatever you're putting there, your details. You can make payment immediately, maybe using mobile money. And then people should be able to, you should have acknowledgement immediately that you're a member now. And then when you get the acknowledgement, also within 48 hours, we issue membership cards. We ensure that our people have membership card, IDs. I brought mine. I've got mine here.
Okay.
Just for you. I think I have it near.
Okay.
Yeah. I should have mine here. I'm scared not to drop other things from my pocket. It's a weekend.
Yeah.
It's a weekend. Yeah, I don't even know why you had to grab me on my weekend time to bring me to an interview. Well, there we are.
Okay.
That's my ID.
Let me see.
And all artists, if they can have this for easy identification, you see, it's a beautiful card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a better card. Actually, we're looking forward to having an electronic card, so that in terms of benefits, we have a few deals that are coming up for artists. Let's say if tomorrow we have a deal with any franchise that is running maybe a clothing line. For instance, my expensive Pierre Cardin suit here. If I want to buy, if we get a deal with these people for artists to get maybe these clothes at 75% or 50% slash, they should go with the card, and the card should easily give you that access. If we get a deal from Jelum Motors per se, for artists to be able to buy cars from there with a discount or whatsoever, then artists should be able to use that electronic card. It should help them everywhere, even when traveling. That should be able to, even just give details of the artist, more of a profile. If artists can be profiled easily, you tap in the card and the whole profile about you as an artist comes in. As a matter of fact, one of the people that should have benefited already from ZAM and should not be asking questions is you, PMC. The last time you were invited, when Neo came to Zambia, you were the only recognized promoter to accompany me and the team to State House to meet the president. And you didn't own up. You didn't show up.
You told me on the same day.
It wasn't the same day.
It was the same day.
No, you don't check your phone.
I check my phone.
You have a problem. Even today, you just apologize. Should I open the phone? You just apologize for not being online for almost 20 hours.
I was setting up for this conversation.
You
can't tell me I can miss an appointment to be at that important thing.
With Neo and
you told me
with
on
the
same
president.
day. Imagine this is happening in the morning. I'm being told saying you're supposed to be at this side.
People always complain. You're one of the people that are complaining. But guess what? I can shake your hands today for whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of work for the artist. We're watching you, and one way or the other, through ZAM, we feel there's high recommendation for you in the sector. When we thought of you being the one that accompanies us to State House, amongst all the music promoters, is for a reason. It's because we have a track record of what you do. ZAM is not about individuals. ZAM is about collective engagement, transparency. ZAM is about solid movement, understanding that we're doing it so that the future of the industry is better. They did it before. That's why I'm here today, and I'm comfortably sitting here talking about ZAM and knowing too much, because they give me content. My predecessors showed me how it's done, and I'm improving what they gave to me. I have to pass it on to another person, improve it. So the same way, when we looked at you, we said, this person is interested in the welfare of artists. He must be around when we're talking to Neo about a collaboration, let's say for Neo and Roberto, which I really hope for.
You know, one thing I was disappointed about that, I'm bringing it up right now. When an international artist comes in Zambia, such things are made up. The meeting of the president are made up. You can't tell me that the local artists have not tried to be heard, or...
To be heard by who?
By the I don't know, whoever, the president, the team, maybe anyone that can hear out what they have to say, the welfare of artists. Why should we wait for a foreign artist to come in the country? That's when we take it serious, saying now we can call everybody collectively and everybody can be at the board and start talking about the things that they're going through.
Courtesy calls are different. That wasn't about talking about problems. It was just about an honor to give our brother Neo, all the way from the States, just time and moment to meet the state. And he met us. He met everyone else in the ministry, and it was only important that we set some form of a trend, a direction that should be useful to the country. For instance, if Neo was to get back to what we discussed and put everything to light, we discussed a lot of cultural exchange with Neo and team for the Zambian artist. We should be able to do a couple of master classes for artists to learn on how to manage their content, how to manage themselves as businesses. And that is what we're doing, creating relationships, networking. That was the essence of the visit. It wasn't even much about staying there and discussing any problem. We never even discussed problems when we were there. It was about the interactions amongst ourselves. To the head of state, it's an honor. We feel he values art now. We feel he's putting value on the music industry, on the creatives, and that's why we were able to go to him. We are grateful that he's allowed us to have an art and film policy. We never had that. We had to speed up all that during the time of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema's tenure. So we are grateful. That's why we were speaking positively about going to him, and we would love more engagement, more interaction with the president. Just for your information, even as of today, since you're also putting the fire, I would love, again, we have another meeting with the president. We saw our colleagues from the other end. They managed to go and see him alone. But I feel there should be more timing and proper, a meeting when you're meeting the president. We should be prepared. When you have 5 minutes with the president, it's a lot of time. How you use it is what matters.
What are the elections for ZAM? The next one?
We're having elections most likely October. I would have loved early September, but I think October would be okay.
Why?
We have a lot of things that we're just closing up on as an executive, and one of the most important is to have a good transition. Power shouldn't just be, ZAM elections shouldn't just be about replacing the other president. It should be about continuity. It should be about handing over. A handover. A handover is not just passing you the phone. It's handing over something to you and indicating to you some of the things that should be an area of focus. Because we're not politicians, we're non-partisan. Whatever we do, whatever my predecessor Tivo was doing was for the welfare of today. Whatever Njoya Tembo was working on, whatever St. Mike was working on was for the betterment of today. So we should be able to reason around not just changing presidents. I may decide not to stand, to stand again. I just maybe say, Kwasila Nalema. But if I just do Kwasila Nalema and walk away with all the information, all the knowledge, all the challenges, all the positives that I know, then we are not doing the right thing. You should be prepared. And I'm also encouraging, actually, using this platform, that anyone trying to join leadership or come to ZAM assuming leadership should be ready for challenges. And they should put artists first. And they should fight for artists. They should sacrifice. And when you sacrifice, believe you me, you shouldn't wait for a clap. We've seen people resign. They join ZAM today. They get into the executive. 6 months down the line, 9 months, they step down and say, kai kuliben drama, kai stima fola, kai stima panga drama zet funo panga. So I'm stepping down. Don't do it for that reason. Do it to ensure that people are empowered, people network, there's inclusive type of leadership, there's transparency, and also ensure that you are productive and moving at the same pace that the entire world is moving. Sorry to say, unfortunately, in terms of monetization, that's the only thing that I feel, no matter what, even within the next 20 days, we should be giving Zambian artists good news to say, now we can monetize. Now we are monetized. That's the only challenge that I think as an executive we've faced in our tenure. Otherwise, most of the things we've done very well, and I'm happy with the reports that we have for our AGM.